From the Studio 13 Studios in Splendora, Texas, Hank's Think Tank is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Quiet on set. Picture is up. All right, roll sound.
Rolling.
Roll cameras.
Cam's rolling.
And 3, 2.
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Hank's Think Tank. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about local government. You know, I'm one of those guys that talks a lot about the fact that we're able to control what's happening locally, and we can't really control what's going on in Washington. I believe that to be true, and it's important because it's more of a trickle-up effect instead of a trickle-down effect. The fact that we can control what's going on locally means that we have a responsibility as voters to make our votes count. The only way to do that is through education. You can't learn a lot about a candidate by looking at a sign or by listening to a slogan. Therefore, we have these candidates show up and they talk to us a little bit. You get to know them. You can find out what their platform is and make intelligent voting decisions. With all that said, today I've got Beth Ann Greco in, and she is running for the mayor's position in Roman Forest. Now, Roman Forest is a really important local government entity and an important neighborhood for East Montgomery County for Precinct 4. And so I think this is a pretty important race. And even if you don't live in Roman Forest, it's the things that happen around us that matter to us as well. So try to pay attention to what's going on here. Let's pay attention to these races and make intelligent choices. Beth, good to have you aboard.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I know you did a meet and greet last night
Yes.
at City Council at Roman Forest. How'd that go?
I think it went very well. We had about 30 people attend. I gave a little speech, and it was very well received.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what made you decide to run for the mayor's position? I mean, it's top level. It's all the way up there.
I know. And, you know, last year I ran for city council, and I didn't get that position. And so I've been thinking all year how important it is for strong leadership. And the mayor's position is the leadership that's going to drive the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that I would be a good candidate to drive progress in Roman Forest.
Okay, fantastic. Roman Forest being kind of landlocked, I guess you could say. There's not a whole lot of expansion that the city can do at this point. You know, unless you were to take in, what colony is that back there? I don't remember. King's Colony?
King's Colony,
Yeah,
yes.
unless you were to annex that, which I think would be a hard thing for Roman Forest to do. What types of things do you see for the future of Roman Forest that maybe you could implement if you get elected?
Well, one of the things that is very top of mind for residents are, and for probably every resident in every county and city, is roads.
Mm-hmm.
How the roads are kept and maintained. I have lived in Roman Forest for 5 years, and I've seen the same roads repaired and roads that have been left
Unfixed.
Mm-hmm. I guess you could say, have never been fixed. So there's no rotation. There's no roadmap to road maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important that we look at every part of Roman Forest and consider repairing different parts of the city at different times.
Okay. Yeah, I think, road work's something that the entire county is kind of lacking on.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's because, we were built so long ago, at least most of the infrastructure was, and now we've grown to this astronomical amount of people. So even though there's X number of people living in Roman Forest, you still have a lot of people coming and going that are providing services and delivering food. And so I think there's a lot more use of the roads than there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see it as a monumental exercise to try to take on, repairing roads for an entire city. So I commend you for having a big goal to start out with, because that's a pretty big goal and a
Yes.
pretty expensive goal as well. Do you know of any roads that are just like completely undrivable at this point, or is everything pretty much okay but just needs some work?
Some of the roads have never been paved for 40 years.
Wow.
Yes. And I think there are probably parts of the city that only a few residents live in.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not forward, and
Okay.
nobody can see them. So one of the things I've been doing the past 5 years is driving around our city.
Mm-hmm.
And our city is not that big. It's big, but it's not that big.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it could really be attained
Okay.
without a lot of problem.
Okay. And what about funding for all this road construction? Do you know where that might be able to come from?
Well, we have a lot of construction in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and we charge trucks to ride up and down our roads for road repair.
Mm-hmm.
So if all that money is going into the general fund, why wouldn't we make an account for road maintenance, take all those fees and put them into the road maintenance fund and repair roads in that manner?
Okay. Cool. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to implement if you were to get elected?
Yes. So I would like to, one of the things that has happened is we have a new community, the Estates of Roman Forest.
Ah, yeah, I like it. It's nice looking too.
It is. We have a lot of young families now.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of children in Roman Forest. And our park is not up to par for that
Okay.
amount of children. So I think grant writing for park equipment, we have handicapped children in the area. I would have it handicap accessible. We have a running track that needs work on it. So I would do grant writing for park equipment, that type of thing.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
that's
maybe
very
go to
important.
MSET or somewhere like that and see if they could help with.
Well, I'm thinking more
funding for
along the
park.
lines of foundations, the Kellogg
Okay.
Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that
Mhm.
type of thing. I mean, big,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, and that may be an avenue to go to. I don't know if anybody's ever looked at that or not.
Hmm.
As far as city government goes, you okay with the way everything is set up now and the way it's running?
I am. I like Chief Carlisle. I think
Mhm.
he's really good at his job. He's all of his people respect him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that he's got a good handle on our safety. The city communication needs a lot of work. We need to have answers. So when the residents email one of the city council
Mm-hmm.
or the mayor, they should get a response. They're not getting responses.
Okay.
So
So you mean like with questions or concerns?
questions or concerns, yeah, the
Mhm.
communication. Say that we have a big rain and there's a certain area that flooded. Nowhere else flooded, but this certain 2 blocks did.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody emails the mayor and says, "Look what's happened." There's no response ever. So
Okay.
I think the communication is huge. There's a huge improvement on the communication side.
Okay. And so do you have any specific plans to overhaul that communication or
Well,
do you think it just needs, or do you think it's something that just needs to be looked at and maybe deciphered as to why there's an issue, where the breaks are in communication, or would you like to just kind of start over and see if you can create a new one?
no, I wouldn't want to, if it's not broken.
Yeah, I got
So-
you. Okay.
I don't think it's broken. I don't think it's a problem with the internet or anything
Mhm.
like that. I
Okay.
just think that emails aren't being answered.
Okay.
That's what I think. And then I would create a resident board, and so we would have residents. Residents in our community are very intelligent. They come from a wide range of backgrounds, and they want to help with the city issues.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a resident board for things like water, PUDs, MUDs, we have
Mhm.
people that are very good on that area. We could get their input and incorporate that into city planning.
Okay. So that would be just to provide input from the resident side of the picture,
Yes.
as opposed to the municipal view of it.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes it's possible that some cities can kind of get that narrow-minded view because they're looking at it from a municipal standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I hadn't thought about that before, but that's probably a pretty good idea. Even if the resident board kind of had limited powers and such, it may be a good idea just to get the input.
It's more like a think tank.
Yeah.
It's ideas.
Yeah.
Rolling around ideas, you can come up with some amazing things.
Yeah. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay. So as far as the mayor's duties are concerned, what exactly would the mayor's duties be if you were elected? I mean, what would you see your first three main duties as being?
My first three main duties would be to talk to the city employees
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that they understand that they work for the residents. The resident taxes pays their wages.
Mm-hmm.
So we would say the residents are customers, and we are going to help those customers. We're not going to put any roadblocks in their way. We are going to help as much as we can. So I would put together, hang on a second here.
Okay. Yeah, you have quite a lot of notes there, so
I
that's
know.
that's good. At least you're
I like
doing
to
some
write.
homework. Okay.
I like to write. So we have the people at the front desk,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking about communications. So somebody would always answer the phone.
Okay.
We have the city secretary. She's doing a great job. So I don't see anything going on there.
Okay.
And we have our city administrator. We have a
Mm-hmm.
new city administrator, and I think he's doing a fabulous job with the website and meeting with all the different administrators from different cities around our area.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be having great conversations with them.
That's good. Yeah, that's important.
So Steve Carlisle, he's doing a great job. So really, I don't know if I would even have three main objectives. I would lead these departments. I would make sure that they were doing their job. So
Okay.
they would answer to me,
Mm-hmm.
and we would have.
So you're happy with the nucleus of city government right now.
I am.
So that's good.
I
That's
am
good.
happy with the nucleus of the city. I just think they need direction, and I don't think they're getting leadership. I think they're all doing their jobs, but there's no cohesive objective for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing their job and not crossing over.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm sorry, that was kind of a
No, that's okay. We're good.
ridiculous-
And I know that I'm glad you mentioned objectives because I actually wanted to talk about maybe some long-term goals.
Mhm.
So what long-term goals would you have for the city of Roman Forest? Maybe something that you'd like to implement that would even go on beyond your tenure there.
Well, all of my plans are really big and would probably be
Mhm.
past my tenure. The park is very important to me.
Park's a good thing.
And that's going to take years,
Mm-hmm.
but we can get the ball rolling.
Okay.
I do believe that we need sidewalks on Roman Forest Boulevard for the estates of Roman Forest. We have a lot of children around there, and when the area was built, I was kind of disappointed because they don't have any gutters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have sidewalks, and it's a busy street. So really, sidewalks. I would like to have gutters. I would actually like to have a sewer system
Mm-hmm.
built onto Roman Forest Boulevard.
And Roman Forest Boulevard doesn't have a sewer system?
Well, maybe I'm not saying it correctly.
Okay.
So you have the gutters, and then you have like the
sewer drains, like the
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
On the curbs of the streets.
on the curbs of the streets
Okay.
for the water to flow into.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a retention pond where that water flows into.
Mm-hmm.
And so flood mitigation is huge, of course, for Roman Forest in every city.
Yeah, especially in East County.
Yes.
Flood
So, I mean,
mitigation's big.
if we had something like that, that would control a lot of the water flow.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I wonder, that seems like a pretty expensive undertaking too, because now you're kind of pulling the street back up again to build infrastructure.
Well, there's so much property in between the street and the home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'd have to do that.
Okay. And is all that considered easement that you know of?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
This is just like my big plan.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if it's easement, if there's like a 25-foot easement or something like that, because there might be.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, yeah, it's hard to tell. And I know that there's other infrastructures running through there, electric, internet, things like that.
Yes.
That would have to be dealt with as well. Yeah, another pretty large undertaking.
Yes.
Now, I know that internet has been a big question in Roman Forest for a long, long, long time.
Huge.
Any ideas on improving the infrastructure for internet there? And do you have any ideas on how you would try to manage something like that?
Well, Suddenlink pays the city to have only Suddenlink.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, is it worth the heartache that the residents are going through? Is $18,000 a year worth the heartache that the residents are going through that we can't bring in a better internet
Mm-hmm.
server?
Okay.
So that's something I would look at. I would look at TACUS. That's the big one right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at the different internet services and see what we can do.
Yeah, and also Comcast is building their infrastructure out here.
I hadn't heard that.
Oh yeah, they're making inroads big time, pretty much everywhere, and it's all fiber driven.
Yeah.
So it's really pretty good. And
So that's good.
even though Comcast has, I would say, a B-rated customer service problem,
Mm-hmm.
their service is A-rated. They're really good. It's hard to get actual interruptions with Comcast. When you do have one, you're going to have an issue getting through to the right person to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Comcast is pretty solid. And I'm looking forward to that service being out here just because I would love to give Optimum, which used to be Suddenlink,
Yes.
a little bit of a run for their money. I think that they need, especially out here, to have a little bit of competition to deal with so they become a more friendlier and more operable company to deal with for the residents at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did write the Attorney General
Mhm.
about a month ago because I just had it up to here.
Mm-hmm.
And the state wrote me back a letter. And a couple of days later, Suddenlink called me and asked me if I wanted an upgraded router.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the updated router, and I haven't had any problems yet.
That's
So
good.
I
Yeah.
also think I'm big on organizing people to let the state know when they're
Mhm.
having an issue with a company.
Right. Yeah, there's the Public Utility Commission and a bunch of others that you can go to file grievances
Mm-hmm.
for different things. That's good. Okay, so lastly, before we wrap it up, let's go where the money's at. What about budget at Roman Forest? Do you see any things that you think are either wasteful spending or spending that could go in different areas that may help to improve life for the residents in Roman Forest? Do you see anything that you would like to change on the budget side of things?
Well, they've just started the new budget
Mhm.
for the year, and our business administrator Tim, he posted it, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as much as I would like to see. There's the general fund is there's a lot in the general fund that I
Mhm.
think needs to be taken out of the general fund and put into specific accounts
Okay.
to be accountable for that.
Okay. Anything in specific you'd like to mention?
Well, no, just like I was saying about the road
Mhm.
maintenance, take
Okay.
those fees and make additional accounts
Okay.
for specific
So
areas.
create a road maintenance fund and
A road maintenance
Mhm.
fund. Let's say you have the Well, yeah, that'd be it, really.
Do you know, and I'm only asking because I don't know, I'm unaware. Do you know if the city has any equipment that can help to build roads there? They have graders and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I know they have.
And I wonder if that might be a good investment since you have so many miles of road. If maybe you could start to get the city to maintain roads on their own.
Well, you'd have to have the staff that could run the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and that's an issue, right?
Okay.
So if you can buy a great piece of equipment, but if a person doesn't know how to run it, it's not going to do any good.
Right.
So, you can always go to the different companies that are state approved,
Mm-hmm.
get 5 or 6 or 7 different quotes, and go from there. I
Okay.
think that would probably be better than buying a large piece of equipment and nobody knowing how to use it.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a website or anything for your campaign?
I don't.
Okay. Facebook page?
Well, I have my Facebook page,
Okay.
Beth Greco,
Okay.
and so you could just contact me there. I've posted a lot on Roman Forest Clan and Roman Forest Community,
Okay.
and you can contact me there
Fantastic.
with any questions or concerns you have, and I can meet with anybody that would like to meet with me or have a meeting with a group of people. That would be great. I would love that.
Okay. Any fundraising events? Any speaking engagements or anything like that?
Well, I am on the events committee,
Okay.
and we are having an end of summer barbecue on Saturday
Okay.
from 12:30 to 3. So
And
I'll
where's
be
that
there.
gonna be?
That's going to be at our park,
Okay.
Roman Forest Park, Burke Park, at the pavilion. And so we'll be doing burgers and hot dogs and have a couple of food trucks there. And I'll be there to answer any questions. And
Okay.
since I'm the treasurer, I'll be taking your money for your lunch.
There you go. Okay.
And what else? We're having the National Night Out on October the 3rd.
That's a
And
big deal. I'd like to
yes.
see more people get involved in that.
Yes, and that's going to start at 6.
Okay.
So that's going to be a big deal. I'll be there.
Okay.
And then I know that I just saw on Facebook that Matt Gray is having the event at Bull Salis on October 12th.
Matt Gray's Roundup is going to happen,
I
at
can't
Bull
wait
Salis
for
Park,
that.
on Thursday, October the 12th. And Sundance Head is going to be the entertainment.
Yeah.
There's going to be food, a lot going on for the families. That's definitely going to be an event that no one in Precinct 4 should miss.
Yes,
It's going to be a good deal. And so you're going to be there as well.
absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Any other speaking engagements that you know of?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I'm all new to this. I'm doing it just because I feel that somebody must take the reins and lead the city into the 21st century.
I got you. What about signage and things like that? Are you going to be doing signs and all that?
I do have yard signs. I have
Okay.
little flyers.
Okay.
I've got my magnets on my truck.
Okay.
And other than that, just it's a small little campaign.
Okay. Fantastic. And when is Election Day?
November the 7th.
November the 7th, and it's a Tuesday, I imagine.
It is a Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday, November the 7th.
And last day to register to vote is October the 10th.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're not registered, it's an important thing to do. Well, Beth, I appreciate you coming on. I wish you a lot of luck in your campaign. I do think that the citizen board is a good idea, and it's a new one. I haven't heard of that one yet. So that may be something that could definitely be worked out.
Well, I hope everybody has liked what I've said, and please vote for me so I can help the city.
There you go. You got to ask for those votes. It's the only way to get them. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Beth Ann Greco. So you can find her on Facebook. She's frequently on Roman Forest Clan, Roman Forest Community, and the other social groups in Roman Forest. She's going to be at a few of these events, including the barbecue that you said.
End of summer barbecue.
This end of summer barbecue, and that's going to be at the park in Roman Forest, and also at Matt Gray's Roundup.
National Night Out.
National Night Out. So come meet with her. If you got questions, ask her what you got, and make intelligent choices at the voting booth. Hank Vatt, this is Hank's Think Tank, and we're gone for today.